You're sitting in a quiet cafe, the soft glow of afternoon light spilling through the windows. Across from you sits a new friend from another country. They smile and ask, "Can you tell me about your family?" In that moment, your heart beats a little faster. You want to answer warmly, with confidence in English. You want your words to feel natural, alive, not robotic. But maybe the right words escape you. Welcome, my friend. I'm so glad you're here today. Together, we will explore how to talk about your family in English, not only with useful phrases and adjectives, but also with real emotion, with the power to connect. In the next few minutes, you will not just learn English, you will feel it through story, through rhythm, through life itself. And remember, every small step in English is a step toward a bigger version of yourself. Before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching from? And what time is it right now in your country? Share it in the comments. It's a way for us to see how connected this global family really is. Now let me tell you a story. A story about a boy named Daniel. Daniel grew up in a small town, where the houses were close together and the smell of bread from the local bakery filled the morning air. His family was not rich, not poor, just ordinary. But to Daniel, they were everything. When he was young, he often described his father as hard-working. His father woke up before sunrise, put on his old leather boots, and went to the fields. Daniel once told a classmate, "My father is a hard-working man." In English, this adjective, hard-working, paints a picture of someone who never gives up, someone who keeps going, no matter how tired. His mother, on the other hand, was kind-hearted. She had gentle eyes, always ready to listen. When Daniel came home with bruises on his knees from playing football, she would smile softly and say, "Don't worry, you're strong." The phrase kind-hearted is not just about being nice, it's about carrying love inside your heart and sharing it with others. Then there was his sister Anna. Oh, Anna was talkative, always telling stories, always laughing. Sometimes Daniel would tease her, "You talk too much." But secretly, he loved it. The word talkative captures the energy of a person who fills the room with words, with life. And finally, his grandfather. To Daniel, he was wise. He didn't speak often, but when he did, his words stayed. One evening, as they watched the sunset, his grandfather whispered, "Family is not about blood, Daniel. It is about who stands with you when life is heavy." The word wise, it means someone with deep knowledge from experience, someone who sees beyond the surface. Now imagine Daniel years later. He has moved to another country. English is all around him, at school, at work, on the streets. And one evening, a friend asks him, "Can you tell me about your family?" This time Daniel takes a deep breath. His words flow. "My father is hard-working. My mother is kind-hearted. My sister is talkative. And my grandfather is wise." Simple words, simple phrases, but full of love, full of meaning. And in that moment, Daniel feels proud, not only of his family, but of his ability to express it in another language. He has built a bridge from his heart to someone else's world, using English as the wood, the nails, the rope. That's what I want for you. Because when you talk about your family, you are not just practicing vocabulary. You are sharing your story, your roots, your truth. So as you listen, notice these words: hard-working, kind-hearted, talkative, wise. Notice how they live in the story, not as cold dictionary entries, but as living, breathing expressions of love. And this is only the beginning, because families are more than adjectives. They are struggles, they are victories, they are the ties that shape who we become. Picture Daniel again, older now, standing at a train station, holding a small suitcase, about to leave home. His parents stand beside him, his sister waves. His grandfather's words echo in his mind, like an invisible lantern. But what happens next, as Daniel steps onto that train, will reveal not only his family bond, but the English phrases that give voice to memory, longing, and courage. The train shudders, the whistle cries, and Daniel steps aboard. He presses his forehead against the window, watching the familiar streets of his hometown slip away like pages turning in a book. His family grows smaller in the distance, his father standing tall, his mother wiping her eyes, his sister jumping and waving, his grandfather holding a steady gaze that says everything without words. As the train rolls forward, Daniel whispers softly, "I will make you proud." In English, when we describe family, we often reach for adjectives that express not just appearance, but also the spirit of a person. For Daniel, these words became anchors in a new world. Let's explore them through his journey. When he arrived in the big city, Daniel lived in a small apartment. At night, the walls felt empty, and silence wrapped around him like a cold blanket. But whenever he talked about his family to new friends, his heart warmed. One evening, sitting with classmates in a crowded cafeteria, someone asked, "Daniel, what's your family like?" He smiled. He wanted to answer not just with facts, but with feeling. And so he said, "My father is supportive. He always encourages me to chase my dreams." That word supportive is powerful. It means someone who stands behind you, cheering you on, even when the world doubts you. Then Daniel spoke of his mother. "My mother is caring. She always knows when I'm worried, even from far away." Caring, it's deeper than just helping. It's noticing, protecting, making someone feel safe. He thought of Anna, his sister. "My sister is energetic. She makes every room feel alive." The word energetic captures a person full of life, like a spark that never fades. And then, with a softer tone, he mentioned his grandfather again. "My grandfather is respectful. He treats everyone with dignity, no matter who they are." Respectful, a word that holds weight. It's about honor, about seeing the value in every person. As Daniel spoke, his friends leaned closer. They weren't just learning about his family, they were hearing the story of who Daniel was. Because when we describe our family, we also reveal parts of ourselves. But Daniel's journey wasn't always easy. There were nights when loneliness sat heavy on his chest. He missed the sound of his mother's cooking, the laughter of his sister, the steady footsteps of his father. In those moments, English felt like a wall, strong, cold, impossible to climb. One winter evening, snow falling quietly outside his window, Daniel opened his journal. He wrote in English, forcing himself to capture his family in words. At first it was clumsy, short sentences, broken grammar, but slowly, the sentences grew. "My family is close-knit. We share everything. We are patient with each other. Sometimes we argue, but we always forgive." The phrase close-knit is special. It describes a family that is tightly connected, where love and loyalty weave the members together, like threads in a strong fabric. Through writing, Daniel discovered more words: understanding, generous, protective, honest. Each one became a piece of his story. And here is the truth: when you practice describing your family, you are not just learning vocabulary, You are strengthening your ability to express love, memory, and connection in another language. The next summer, Daniel finally saved enough money for a train ticket back home. He returned to the same station he had left from. This time, when the train doors opened, his family was there waiting. His father's strong hands, his mother's warm smile, his sister's endless energy, his grandfather's wise eyes. He hugged them tightly and whispered in English, "You are my home." Those 4 words carried the weight of years, the weight of language learned through struggle, persistence, and love. And yet the story does not end here, because Daniel's reunion would soon bring him to an unexpected conversation, one where he would need even more English phrases to explain not just who his family is, but what his family means. Imagine the dinner table that night, warm light, steaming bowls of food, the hum of voices after so much time apart. Daniel lifts his glass, ready to speak, but what comes next will open a door into deeper English expression, where describing family becomes describing life itself. The dinner table was alive with laughter. The smell of his mother's stew filled the room, rich with garlic and herbs. Daniel's sister leaned across the table, telling a story so quickly that everyone could barely keep up. His father chuckled, his deep voice rolling like thunder, while his grandfather sat quietly, smiling at the joy around him. After so long away, Daniel felt something stir inside him. He raised his glass, his hands trembling slightly. In English, he wanted to honor them. He cleared his throat. "My family is my foundation. You are loving, supportive, and inspiring." The table grew quiet. His mother tilted her head, not understanding every word, but feeling the warmth in his tone. His grandfather's eyes glistened, as if he somehow understood it all. Let's pause here. Notice how Daniel used adjectives: loving, supportive, inspiring. These words don't just describe, they lift. To call someone loving is to say they give affection freely. To call them supportive is to say they stand by you through storms, and inspiring. That means they push you to dream higher, to believe in yourself. As Daniel continued, memories surfaced. "We are a close-knit family," he said. "Even when we are far apart, our bond is unbreakable." The phrase "unbreakable bond" is powerful. It paints an image of love like steel, strong, lasting, impossible to destroy. He looked at his father. "You are reliable. You taught me discipline." He turned to his mother. "You are compassionate. You taught me to care for others." To Anna, his sister, "You are cheerful. You taught me the value of joy." And finally to his grandfather, "You are wise. You taught me patience." Do you see? By using adjectives in English, reliable, compassionate, cheerful, wise, Daniel wasn't just practicing vocabulary. He was painting portraits with words. Each adjective was a brushstroke, revealing the colors of his family's spirit. Later that night, Daniel stepped outside. The stars spread wide across the sky, the same stars he had watched years ago before leaving home. His grandfather joined him, moving slowly but steadily, and asked in their native language, "What did you say at the table, Daniel? I saw your heart shining, but I did not understand every word." Daniel smiled gently. He repeated the words in English, slowly, carefully. "My family is my foundation. My family is my home." Then he explained, foundation, the strong base of a house, the part that holds everything up. In life it means the people or values that give you strength. His grandfather placed a hand on his shoulder and whispered, "Never forget your foundation." For you listening now, remember this. When you talk about your family in English, don't worry about being perfect. Focus on the feeling. Use simple, meaningful words. Loving, caring, hardworking, wise, and with time, add more color. Compassionate, energetic, close-knit, inspiring. These words are more than vocabulary. They are bridges. They connect your inner world to someone else's. They carry love across borders, across languages, across oceans. Learning English is not just about grammar. It's about building connection, about sharing your heart, and family is the perfect place to begin. So here is your challenge. Tonight, think of your family. Write or say 3 sentences in English. Use adjectives that describe them. Maybe my mother is caring. My father is hardworking. My brother is cheerful. It doesn't have to be long. It just has to be true. And as you do this, imagine yourself at a table, like Daniel, speaking with warmth and pride. Feel how your words carry more than sound. They carry love. Before we close, I want to remind you, persistence is everything. Daniel didn't learn overnight. He struggled. He felt lonely. But he kept going. And so will you. Step by step, word by word, story by story, you are growing stronger. And now I would love to hear from you. How would you describe your family in English? Share 1 sentence in the comments. Let's celebrate our families together, as one global classroom, one global family. Thank you for listening, my friend. If this story inspired you, if it helped you learn, make sure to subscribe. More stories, more English, more journeys are waiting for you. Because your story, like Daniel's, is still being written. And who knows, one day your words may inspire someone else, just as his have inspired you.